Attention crew, it's time to make it so. Reporting for duty are your fearless co-hosts, Crewman PVG, bringing the logic, Crewman Mgyx, keeping it bold, and Crewman Tommy, ready with the photon torpedo of hot takes. From classic episodes to new frontiers, Klingon phrases to Starfleet trivia, no quadrant is off limits. So grab your tricorder, set your phasers to fun, and prepare for another warp speed ride through the final frontier. This is Technically Trek.
Laying a course, maximum warp.
Aye, Captain.
Engage.
Kapla! Welcome everybody to another exciting live edition of the Technically Trek podcast.
Oh man, I got stuck in the kitty circle again.
Little kitty, the kids table. Crewman Mgyx in the kids table, and at the big boys table. We are thigh free, by the way.
You betcha.
It's a no thigh zone. In the chat, hello, Crewman Karen, Captain Kev. Welcome back. We appreciate you guys being here. And before we get started with our catch-up session, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash the like button, even if you don't know what to expect.
And
share. And share. Share.
Share.
Appreciate that. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm PVG, and I'm here to bring the FU and fun.
It's not working, man.
And our other co-host is
Kitty Table.
Kitty.
Oh, I'm allowed to talk when I'm at the kitty table? Oh, all right. I was having flashbacks. Not magic. I don't play anything in anything or anyone.
I don't, for some of our new viewers, what's up, IB? For some of our new viewers, PVG, give us what is your, on what authority are you here?
I have no idea. You invited me. And
what is your Star Trek background?
I've watched it since I was able to watch TV.
And at what star date was that?
Back in 66. A black and white TV, 900-pound TV that's sitting on that little metal TV tray.
Okay. So you're saying you're as old as a Vulcan?
Older. Yeah.
And Mgyx and
Older
I
than
probably
the Gorn?
we probably have a similar backstory. Well, no, I think Mgyx watched you watched TOS, right? With your pops?
So I originally watched TOS with my dad. And then because at some point in time, and I don't know if it was in Texas, and I never remember the base we were at in Texas. I just remember
Fort
it was
Hood.
an Air Force base. No, my dad was Air Force.
Oh, an air base. Okay.
Thanks, Karen.
But we also, I mean, yeah. I don't know if it was Army or Air Force, but we were in Texas. And I remember Star Trek, the animated series, would come on during the kids' cartoon time. And then later that afternoon, regular Star Trek would come on. And I never really liked the cartoon because it was just corny. But I used to sit and watch it with my dad. That was me and my dad time. I think that kind of got me into the sci-fi thing. But now that I'm older, I think it was just more, I got to hang out with my dad. So I kind of grew into that, and I kind of stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Until I think when I got old enough to start going out, actually, I think it was when I started climbing the poles that I'd always get in trouble for.
Oh.
I used to climb electrical poles. Like they have the support wires that come out diagonal. They were the perfect degree where you could monkey climb up them. So every day I would try and see how high I can go. Neighbors would catch me and I would get in trouble. But I think after I got over that, I kind of stopped watching TOS. And then I think also because my dad went TDY a lot. So, and then I picked up TNG. And I was like, hey, this is Star Trek. I wonder how old Kirk is going to look. Actually, I take it back. I know when I stopped watching. When I fell asleep during the motion picture. And I was like, this is just boring. This is boring as shit. Because I remember my dad tried to get me to watch 2001 A Space Opera. And I'm like, this is boring as shit. This is 10 minutes of just musical overtones with slow moving pictures of the same shit. Like, you're not even cutting to a different scene. It's like literally watching the Enterprise go by at a snail's pace for 5 minutes. Not in HD, not in 4K, shitty ass 320 resolution. And people were like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever. I'm like, I could have walked. I could have walked faster than that. It was boring as shit. And I was like, I can't deal with that. I think TNG made it go a lot faster just based on the trailers. That was a long explanation, but that gives me the authority to say the shit that I want to say.
Yeah, I think from my backstory, it was I did go. I remember going to the theater to watch the motion picture, and I did fall asleep in the theater. I do remember falling asleep in the theater. And I think I actually went with like friends or something.
I will say this. Do you think that theater sleep is some of the best sleep that you can have? Or how would you compare that to strip club sleep? Because you know about that one.
Yeah, that's a...
Wow.
Sleeping
at a strip club?
That could be a very unique situation to me only.
Wow.
Well, what do you think gave you better sleep? Like compared to, okay,
I will say that the motion picture put me in a deep sleep.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I always found that. I was like, because I used to watch TOS to go to sleep, like on Netflix. I'd put on my laptop next to my bed, and within like 10 minutes, I was usually out cold. I don't know why. It was just...
Oh, hold on. Speaking of getting put to sleep, I kept track of this because I know Captain Kev. I mentioned falling asleep trying to get through an episode of DS9. Season 4, there's an episode called Hard Time where Miles O'Brien gets put in this virtual mind prison.
I was going to bring this up.
And he's put in this mind prison for 20 years in his reality. Miles O'Brien, in his mind, has served 20 years in this prison.
And it's only been 2 hours in reality.
Yeah. And he's messed up. I mean, he is messed up. I will say, though, after getting through... I tried watching this episode 5 times. And I just could not get through the last 10 minutes. By the time I got to the last 10 minutes, there's a scene where Bashir catches him in like one of the cargo holds and he's got the phaser pointed under his chin. Like Miles is ready to off himself. And Bashir walks in and, is trying to talk him out of it. I can never make it past that point. Like once they start their little conversation of back and forth, I'm just like, and
that's like the Ian McKellen speech in that Tom Hanks movie.
And so I had to keep going back to like a couple minutes before that, and then getting to it again, and again. It's like I wake up the next day. I'm like, what happened? How come I cannot get to the end of this episode? And so finally, it was I think it was actually yesterday morning where I was drinking coffee and I said, I'm going to put it on right now. I'm going to put on this episode in the midst of drinking coffee. And so I was able to just stay focused on it and see the whole episode through. I mean, it's a damn good episode. I mean, that episode is crazy because I actually see that as something being probably something possible. Like, I don't think we're too far away from the technology to do something like that to somebody.
I think that is horrible.
Being able to virtually make someone suffer 20 years in their mind.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible.
Think of all the money we could save.
One of the
though.
things with it was they couldn't reverse it.
No, they can't.
They couldn't pull it. They can't. So if you sentence the wrong man and he does time, yeah, it's been 2 hours.
That's a great point.
All right, but or let's say it's 40 years. That's 4 hours, 10 hours a year, or 10 years an hour. You can't take that back. And that was trauma. Like, I could understand if it was like when Picard did live the other lifetime. He could move around and do other things. He lived a life. But they're basically in solitary confinement. They're in jail. Sometimes they wouldn't give them food. You know, it was hard time, but you can't take that back. And I think
that's the inner light he's talking about from TNG.
That is one of the things about that episode that I realized that, and I had to start looking. I kind of want to look into it. Who has a harder life, O'Brien or Worf? Because O'Brien goes through so much shit like this.
O'Brien has had a really tough life.
He has PTSD from a 20-year bid that he didn't deserve. And they can't ever change that.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the only good thing about it is he still has the rest of his life to live, where in reality...
Does he? Because the other thing I want to check with that does this happen before or after the original O'Brien dies? Is this alternate universe?
Oh, no,
O'Brien?
this is after. Because you're talking about the one where he keeps seeing echoes of himself and then he trades places and then that echo goes back in time and then he goes forward in time and ends up getting stuck there. The station blows up, but his future version goes back in time.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Chalk that up to the amount of shit that O'Brien's gone through. Then chalk it up to Worf, who can't find or keep a woman alive.
Yeah. And
I'm like, shit, who's got it worse, O'Brien or Worf?
And he lost his family honor.
Yeah, lost his honor, dishonored. Had to kill his
kid
brother.
Lives with his human parent.
Had to kill his own brother once, failed, then basically had to erase his own brother, and vice versa. But then I'm like, is this a good thing for prisoners? And I'm like, I immediately go back to the movie Demolition Man. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good look. I think they should have a right, if you're going to sentence somebody for that long, they need to go somewhere where they can self-reflect. Like, and I joke about it, find an island, kind of like Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Put them in a place, give them research, kind of like what they did with Khan. See what I did there? Give them the resources to survive on their own, but make it so that they could never leave. And they live out the rest of their lives there amongst themselves. So if they want to murder each other, you can. You're your own law. You make your own society. You try living in ours with all these benefits, and you couldn't do it. Now go do it on your own. We're going to give you some basic, shelter, means to make fire. Kind of like Camp 8. Tell them about the gun line. That's where Camp 8 got the title from, by the way. Kind of like Australia, but Australia became a nation. We would have to prevent this island from growing to that ability where they can make coal and steel and everything else and just leave the island. you would have to prevent that. The evolution of that, so to speak. But
Well, I
you
had
let
a
them live out their
question.
lives.
Let me
Let
ask
them
this
live out their
question.
lives.
Let me ask the question about that episode, about that virtual prison. Was it like a Matrix setup, like where the guards were actually real guards that, were connected to some machine that could jump into, like that virtual world that O'Brien was stuck in? And was
No.
Echor real? Or Echar?
HR was not real. Well, no, take that back. HR was real. Wait, I know what you're saying now.
Like, is there really another prisoner laying in a bed hooked up to a machine?
Or was that a figment that's there
Right.
to annoy him?
Or
I
did-
think that was a figment there to press him to test his limits, to see if O'Brien would kill him.
Oh, he did kill him.
Like
But
you had the ability
he
to
killed him
turn
with
it
like
into-
1 week left on his sentence. He killed him.
Yeah, I mean, but you get to, it's like an AI, but you have to train it, but you don't know you're training an AI.
Yeah,
So I don't think HR was real, and that's why he continued to see him even afterwards.
Well,
Is
I
that
think he
the-
was traumatized because he killed him, and then after he killed him, he's
They
like,
started giving
"Oh,
him
this is
food.
you got food for both of us, huh? Hey, wake up, Echor! I'm just kidding. I'm just playing."
Right.
He's like, "Oh,
I mean, that's
you're dead."
I think that's what I'm saying. I think that was part of the punishment, was putting him out there like that. And
Yeah.
he has post-traumatic even going into when he's released. He's got PTSD. He's sleeping on the ground.
Oh, big time.
I mean,
he's portioning out his food.
right. So, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea for us to move to. I think a lot of people think, oh, yeah, that would be great. We'd free up the prison system. Which you could do that already. Just close those motherfuckers and actually jail people that deserve to be jailed. And those that have serious crimes, move them to their own island. I mean, because at that point, you want to live outside the rules of society. And granted, a lot of people may not like them, but you choose to live within those rules. If you choose to live outside of those rules, you go to, the Lord of the Flies Island. You are a survivor. If y'all want to kill each other, hey, that's fine. You deal with the repercussions. You're not going to get any more jail time, but you got to bury the body. You got to do all that. You got to explain it to everybody else. You have to deal with the repercussions. You create your own society there. And if you make it so you guys thrive and then you die, hey, you served your sentence. But you ain't going to come over here and fuck up our shit.
That probably would have been a better kind of theme for the episode, except I'm guessing it would have just cost too much money to have like a Snake Plissken setup. Miles O'Brien is Snake
They have
Plissken.
planets all over. They have Bajor all over the place. You use the same set, same location.
Yeah.
Just call it a different planet.
Or Deep Space Nine in that fake reality could have been the prison. DS9 would be a good prison, actually.
I'm wondering.
Captain Kev says you can't allow that. It just ends up degrading our own humanity to allow that. It doesn't degrade our own humanity. We literally put people in an 8x10 cell for the rest of their lives. You put them on an island and you supply them with food, water, once a year, animals that they can hunt, and the ability to learn a craft or bushcraft. You're living your life. And yes, living on an island where you can't leave, you can't go get a woman, you can't watch a movie, you can't.
Where would the women prisoners go?
The women would get their own.
Their own island?
Yeah. You have to
In
keep them
Snake
separated,
Plissken,
just
there were
like-
women and men on the same island.
Gilligan's
Nope,
Island.
because then you are literally creating a population and you are now breeding children. Unless you were to sterilize them, then you are leading to the breeding of additional children who don't deserve to be on that island.
Wait, but are you doing that just to get them out of the normal society so we don't have to deal with them? Because is that
No.
fixing them? Is there any rehabilitation going on?
I'm talking about lifetime people that are in there for life, for 90 years, 75 years. I'm not talking about the dude that's doing a 10-year bid. You got a 10-year bid, go do your 10 years. You could definitely use a Swedish prison system rather than U.S. because U.S. is for profit.
Well, if you got a 10-year bid, how about if we put him in the virtual prison?
No, the virtual prison is not going to correct it. Because one of the biggest things is limiting population growth. That's one of the biggest things. There is not really a natural selection anymore other than disease. Which I also wanted to find out how much did COVID affect the population growth of the world? I mean, we've been overpopulated for a while, but what I'm saying is you put them on an island, yes, you're going to have people murder each other. And that's a sad, unfortunate fact that can happen either way. But the difference is this: you no longer have 100 guards in a prison to 5 that has to, let's say, watch 20 inmates apiece. You're not putting them in danger anymore. You're not wasting money on upkeep of a facility for them to take advantage of it. You literally say you chose to take someone's life, you forfeit your own. We can either put you to death and you be done with it, or you could go live out the rest of your life on the Lifers Island.
Would that
Make of
Lifers,
it as you
would
will.
we call that Lifers Island SETI Alpha 5?
I mean, no, you would call it Botany Bay.
Botany Bay, though, I thought that was just a prison colony.
That's the ship that would take them. We would have to call it SETI Alpha 1.
Oh, yeah, Botany Bay was the ship. I'm thinking of, what was it? What was that prison in Australia, like New something?
That's called Australia.
No, but there was a penal colony there that I remember
Australia
in the first
is the entire penal.
in the
entire
first
continent
episode of
Australia.
Voyager, they Janeway goes to get Paris out of the penal colony.
Oh, you're talking about that. I thought you were talking about the real life penal colony. I don't know.
Australia's a real. Yeah, what, like back in the
Australia,
1700s?
Australia originally was an empty island, and it was turned into a penal colony, and they literally said, here, send all the prisoners there. And they learned to thrive. They didn't keep them in check, but because
Australia has a lot of resources. So it was like, it was easy to thrive, I guess. As long as you like kangaroo meat.
Good day, eh? Or shrimp on the bottom.
And they had natives there already. You can do the same thing.
Yeah.
But you just have to keep them in check from growing into a society that can rival, anyone else's.
I'm sure
You don't want them developing jets and shit like that.
I'm sure the chief is on board with your penal colony idea.
He said penal.
Because I said penal.
Penal. You got to put the emphasis right. Well, let me wrap up. So I watched, I struggled to get through that episode called Hard Time, but I did get through it. I liked it. Yay. And then I watched another episode after that called Shattered Mirror, which is the parallel. What do they call that in DS9? That alternate universe where there's Miles O'Brien is called Smiley.
The Mirrorverse.
And then Kira is called the Intendant. Worf is the Regent of the Alliance, I think they're called. And then Bashir and a bunch of...
Yeah, it's just the Mirrorverse.
Yeah, Dax. They're part of the Rebel Alliance with Jennifer Sisko. So in this episode, Jennifer pops up in the normal universe in the DS9 universe, and then she takes Jake back to the Mirrorverse and leaves a device so that Cisco can join them. And they're building their own version of the Defiant. And they needed Cisco to come to the Mirrorverse to help with like figure out how to keep the ship from shaking apart, because I guess the engines are too powerful and the hull keeps fracturing. And so Cisco agrees. Jake's really liking Jennifer Cisco, obviously, because it's essentially his mother.
Dear mama.
But in the end, Kira kills Mirror Jennifer.
You were back.
Oh.
Keep talking.
Okay. Oh, you're listening. You got your comm badge on. And the Klingon alliance, or I don't know if it's a Klingon alliance, but they come to attack Tarek Nor, and the Defiant's able to fend them off. At the last minute, Bashir and I think it's Dax come back to help when things are looking grim and the Defiant's about to lose shields. And I mean, this was an okay episode. The problem I have with this mirror, the DS9's, the way that DS9 implements the mirror universe is it's just too easy. Like they make it too easy to travel between the universes. And if it was really that easy, kind of like time travel, you know how Kirk can just whip around the sun and now he's 50 years or 500 years in the past or whatever, you know. You would think that there's going to be more of that happening. Like if you could time travel that easily, wouldn't you always just be time traveling?
Yeah.
And to me, traveling to the mirror universe with that little effort is not much different than having to travel through the wormhole to get to the Gamma Quadrant. So why wouldn't there be more exploration between, you know, our universe and the mirror universe? You would think Starfleet would say, hey, you know what? Let's go to this mirror universe, more often and figure out what kind of technology they use and, you know, things like that. Let's take some of their advancements. We can trade, we can give them some of our technology and we can take some of their technology. I feel like it's such a big thing that it's downplayed. And to me, that would be something emphasized. Like think about it in our world right now. I can't remember what this show is called. And maybe someone in the chat can remember. But there's this underground. I think this show takes place in Berlin. I think it went 2 seasons. But in Berlin, underneath like the U.S. Embassy or something, they're in the basement. If you walk down this corridor and then you come back up, you're actually in an alternate universe and you come back up in that same building, except in an alternate universe. Oh, I'm going to have to figure out what this show is called. And there's a carbon copy of like everybody, like the main character. The main character is kind of a soft-spoken guy. He's weak-minded.
It wasn't a prisoner.
No. These guys were like, I'm not going to say they were like CIA or anything, but they were just like government officials. Now, so who's the main character? Oh, I can't think of the name. It's going to bother me. But anyway, in one universe, in the normal universe, the main character, soft-spoken dude, he's got no spine.
Fringe? No.
It's pretty recent. And then in the alternate universe, he's a badass. Like he's like a dead shot. He can kill people. He's very charming. Yeah, I wish I could think of what this show was called, but no, but my point was that once we realized there was a gateway to an alternate dimension or a mirror universe, man, that became a big deal. You know, like government exploited that. Counterpoint. Holy cow, Chief Scott with the knowledge. I wish that show would have kept going. I don't know if it might have kind of run out of steam, but the premise of it was really cool, you know? And, but yeah, it's very important to the government. And in this case, I would think Starfleet would want to tap into a dimensional gateway. And so it's not, in my mind, it's not realistic that Starfleet doesn't take an interest in, how do you travel between dimensions? And does Cisco have to put that in his log? Does he write a report on it? Like when Cisco goes to the alternate timeline and, do whatever he did, does he come back to, his normal timeline and have to write a report about what happened?
I would think so.
So, that episode, it was okay. I didn't get to watch a lot.
I think he does write a report, but it's heavily redacted by Section 31 before it goes to Starfleet Command. Because later on, there's a lot of people that already know about the Terran universe. Now, granted, they know about it from Kirk as well.
Yeah.
And Discovery and Pike. So, but I totally get what you're saying about why don't they have a specialized team that just goes there? And I thought about that once, and I said, well, if we went there to trade technology, what's to prevent them from coming here and doing the same thing? And what if what they need here is, oh shit, my camera's fucking. It's fertile women because they, I don't know, did something. So they started taking all the women or all the children.
Yep.
Now we have a multi-universe war going on with ourselves. Would that be a multi-civil war if the Terrans had to battle Starfleet?
Could be.
Very interesting. But yeah, I think when they were writing these episodes and series, I think at the time the writer was like, yeah, this is what Gene wanted, and this is so Star Trek at that moment, but then didn't realize, well, how do we, what questions is this going to raise? Like going into the future? Yeah. Like, how do we explain what is to prevent any starship that's warp 9 capable from time traveling?
Right. Just circle around the sun.
You don't even have to circle around the sun. Spock and Kirk did it with the
with the intermix.
And then Picard started doing it with a tachyon pulse.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even have to fly around the sun anymore. I mean, that's the easy, cheap way of doing it. But how are you going to prevent somebody from doing that? Because they could just come back in time to the exact moment that they left, and you would not know that they left.
Your comments just made me think of a post I saw, and it was just a question. It was a very simple question. It said, what's something that you can say around your friends to make them know you're a Trekkie?
Kapla.
Now your friends may not know what that means.
My friends know Kapla.
Well, then they're Trekkies too.
Exactly. Live long and prosper.
Oh, see, that's a good one.
John B.
Beam me up, Scotty.
John B.
Which
is
not
me.
actually ever said.
John B is me. We used to work together. And he was in a different department. I'm in a different department. I did not know he was a Trekkie. And I had a text come in one time, and it was the sound of a doorbell on the Enterprise from the Next Generation.
Okay.
And as soon as he heard that sound,
What did that doorbell sound like?
Hi.
like a
Hi.
cricket chirp,
Hi.
and his ears perked up, and he
Did it
knew
sound like that?
exactly. Yes, yeah. No,
That's a combat. That's not a doorbell.
no, not like that. I can't.
Hi.
If I didn't have the
Trust
policy
me.
going, hold on, let me try and do it.
Whatever, you know what it sounds like.
is
You
it
know what
the
the
whistle?
doorbell sounds like.
Is it a whistle?
On the Next Generation ship, you know what the doorbell sounds like.
Yes.
So
No,
as
'cause
soon as it went off, his ear, he looked at me and his ears perked up, and he immediately knew that I was a Trekkie. And just by him looking at me, I knew he was a Trekkie.
So Karen pointed out it's the bosun whistle. That's the word I was looking for. I had to stop watching Star Trek without my dog in the room because I trained Bastion to come to that whistle. Like I've been trying it for years with my dog in Sierra Vista. None of them worked, but since I got Bastion when he was a puppy, I trained him that was the come here whistle. So when him and Mike's dog Shady would get out, they could be down the street. If I whistle that, he'll come back running. So the fucked up part was I would come home late from doing the club thing or whatever, and
Here, that's what it sounds like.
Oh, okay.
You hear it?
Yeah.
oh,
But that
that's the
doesn't.
Beverly Crusher doorbell.
Whatever.
No, really. Every time I hear that, I think of Beverly Crusher.
The
Like
Beverly.
I don't know why. Everyone's always going into her thing, so I just or she's always going into so she's the visitor of the crew. She's the nosy neighbor. I just realized that because to hear that sound and the first thing to pop in my head is Beverly Crusher either at the door coming in or opening the door going out. That means that she's the nosy neighbor. She was always the one to visit everyone. More so than Deanna and Riker. Anyway, that bosun whistle, yes, I had to stop watching it because if I came home and played and that happened, Bastion would literally come flying through the house, knocking shit over, bouncing into the walls, and jump in the bed. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And then I realized, oh, it's because the bosun whistle went off and he heard it.
I don't
But I
really
can't
have
replicate
anything.
the
Yeah,
doorbell.
I need to change maybe some of my alerts. That way, if someone hears it, someone in my house will know I'm a Trekkie.
You have a Trek podcast. Everybody in your house knows you're a Trekkie.
Yeah, I know.
Unless the youngest one doesn't even know what Star Trek is.
I don't think she does.
Oh, that's funny.
And Nanu doesn't count, right?
No. Wait, PVG, what's your ringtone when someone calls you?
It's usually the communicator chirp from TOS or the OG.
Okay. For
Chief
some
Scott-
reason, I pictured you with Eastbound and Down. Because for a while, that was mine. I'm not lying. That was my ringtone for about a good 6 months. I loved Smoking
That's
and
awesome.
Bandit growing up.
That's awesome. Chief Scott,
then
if you're out there, text me, and I want them to hear my text ringtone.
Yeah, Karen, I use Zedge to get a lot of my old ringtones way back in the day. Now I just make them myself, but I don't really use them. I think Affinity has a what was the DJ from Iron Man that passed away?
Oh, DJ AM or something like that?
Yeah, I think if Xanity and possibly you have the DJ AM ringtone, so I know it's a DJ calling me, until I realize I don't answer because I want to hear the routine. So I let it play. Sometimes too long.
Oh, did you hear that?
No.
That was my ringtone. Here was
Well, you gotta
that's
hold it
all.
in front of the microphone, not behind the microphone. It's a directional microphone.
Chief Scott, do that again. No, not that. Send me a text.
What was that?
A picture.
Hello?
Well, he could be in the bathroom now. We might have missed the window of him
Well,
sending
tell
you
me
a
your
text.
phone number and I'll text you. See what I did there?
I hear you.
That's called social engineering.
Oh, gosh. Chief Scott, do it again. You almost, I was
It's
texting Magic my phone number.
Can't you just play the sound?
Yeah. Are you on an iPhone or Android?
Hold on.
It looks like iPhone 7.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, I see that PVG, though, watched something because I saw a little sheet of paper with notes on it.
Here it goes.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Yes.
Thanks, Chief Scott.
That is what we call nerd alert.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I don't have that sound.
Like a bunch of lemmings.
Biggie would have that sound for you.
I don't have that sound either.
All right, give us your weekly recap of what you watched.
All right.
And Captain Kev, a few of us did listen to Khan,
That's pretty good.
so we can jump into that. But what did you watch this week?
Real quick, this was Year of Hell, and it was on Voyager. It was 2 parts. There was a guy, he was a scientist named Anorex. I don't know if I'm pronouncing
AKA
that.
Red from that 70s show.
Yeah, you dumbass. And he was from the Krenim. He made a temporal weapon ship and then erased his species from timeline to restore the Kremlin Imperium. And he made this weapon to kill his enemies, and he accidentally killed his wife. And now he's trying to bring back the original timeline so his wife still exists.
He's trying to butterfly effect that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when I watched that, I was like, this is the butterfly effect. Did you know there's 3 butterfly effect movies out too? Other than the original? Yeah.
I think it's an
There's 3 of
awesome
them.
theory, though. So after battling the
One of them's called Avengers Endgame.
the scientist Anorex for about a year, Janeway, she ultimately gets the timeline back by ramming.
Karen said you're reading the Alpha Wiki.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. She rams the ship and restores the timeline for her.
Okay. Sounds more like the IMDb summary.
Does it really restore the timeline, or is there other things going on?
Time travel, especially the way Star Trek handles it, is kind of weird and inconsistent.
They don't follow the Back to the Future rules.
Well, which is kind of good because I don't like the Back to the Future rules.
But that depends on how you interpret the Back to the Future
The Back to the
rules.
Future rules are single streamed, no branches, right?
No.
No. In the Back to the Future rules, if you go back in time and you prevent something from happening, it never happens.
So that is the theory that they present in the movie, but that's not the theory that happens once they get to Back to the Future 2 and 3, where you start seeing the other branches. Because if 1 just happened and that was it, you would not have a Back to the Future 3 where Biff is, the whole place looks like it's a dystopian future. So that's what I was saying. Back to the Future follows the Endgame, the Avengers timeline, where there's multiple branches.
Yeah.
But the audience isn't aware of that because they never explain it. And it wasn't until literally like Big Bang Theory and Avengers that they're like, oh, that's why when Marty goes back, his kid is doing this instead of that, or the truck is this color instead of that, or the mom says this instead of that. The movie itself never says it. It just is. But later on, you realize, oh, okay, when he went back with the almanac and everything else, all that other shit changed. They also created the paradox of the song Johnny Be Good.
Oh yeah, the time paradox.
Right, because Marty is playing the song because Marty heard it in his timeline. But then he takes over for the guy because the guy jams his, with a screwdriver trying to open the thing and he can't play. And while Marty's playing it, he calls his brother Chuck Berry, and he says, listen to this, I think you'd like it. That solidifies that it's a different timeline, because how would Marty know that song to play it to begin with?
Right.
If he was in his original timeline.
Or if it was a single timeline, then no one ever created the song. It just always existed.
Yeah,
Aha!
the song would only exist within the timeline itself and would not exist outside of that timeline.
Right.
It would only exist while Marty is in the past, that short little period.
Mm-hmm.
And it would not exist outside of that and would not exist beforehand. But because the song does exist, that explains that there's multiple timelines, multiple branches.
Because someone would have had to create the song.
Or the voyage home where Scotty, did he really make the invent the clear
Plexiglass?
Yes, or the other guy. So
Right, because someone invented it and then Scotty used it. When Scotty went back in time, he passed it off like he
He's
invented
like,
it.
oh, well, you just invented it. Or did I just help the guy along? And that goes back to the Kelvin movie where he says, well, Chief Scott or whatever, this is your equation that you come up with. And he's like, oh, I never thought about looking at it. Instead of us traveling through space, space is traveling through us. So he kind of helped him along with something he would have eventually got to himself.
Yeah.
But I think Spock knew that obviously this was a completely separate timeline from where he was at. So he's just like, well, I already fucked up the timeline because we've already met. Nemo came back to the future. Romulus exploded in my timeline and it didn't here. So
Have you, being science fiction aficionados, do you ever get anything on your feed about 3I Atlas? 3I Atlas is this massive comet that just entered our
I've seen a
solar
couple of
system.
things on it.
And I guess
They're
it's
saying that it's
47
making course
kilometers.
corrections.
It's like 47 kilometers in diameter or radius. I don't know which it is. Across, it's 47. They say it's the size of Long Island or something.
at first it didn't have a tail. Now it has a tail.
Yeah, and they say it's somehow it's making these course adjustments.
Yeah.
And now it's headed like it's gonna like graze by Mars.
We better get our shit
now.
together.
Why? Because what if that is us from the future sending this asteroid to hit Mars to rejuvenate Mars's atmosphere, to create a cloud of dust that would trap UV radiation, which the sun would then heat up, which would cause condensation.
Well, I heard a theory today that is this something that's been sent by an alien species?
What is this?
Your be right back is defective.
I gotta go.
Oh, so an alien species. No, I'm good. An alien species is testing our response by sending this comet to our proximity just to see how we react to it.
I mean, I could see that. There's a lot of different things that you could kind of wonder if it is. I mean, it's from outside of our solar system.
Right.
So the other thing was this. I always go back to this. In the movie Armageddon, and I know it is a fictional movie, but one of the statements is true. When he says, well, how come we didn't see this later? Well, you only budget us to monitor about 2% of the sky. And to be honest, it's a big goddamn sky. So the question is, while we're monitoring this, what else is going on in other parts of the universe that we haven't seen yet? Because we're not looking over there.
Yeah. Well, I guess we've seen many other comets now.
Well, the thing is, I mean, we're just seeing one comet, or is this from a planet that exploded on the other side that we aren't even looking at? And
well, that's a possibility.
Towards us?
Yeah, like they think it's possibly a moon that was somehow exploded or, got crushed.
Right.
And this is a big chunk of it.
Yeah, and we got other shit shrapnel headed towards us that we're not aware of. And yes, people are going to say, well, it would all be coming from the same direction. Not really. When you blow something up with zero pressure around it, it goes in 360 degrees. But then as soon as it comes into, let's say, the course of another planetary object with atmosphere, or what's the word I'm looking for? Gravitational pull, its trajectory could be reversed. It could have slingshotted around a sun and shot it towards us from a different direction.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the audio story called Con. Or I guess officially it's Star Trek Con.
This is why. So when you get back to what I was talking about, putting the prisoners on a planet, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Con is a
Alpha
perfect
5.
example. Yes.
Okay, so who listened to at least one episode?
I listened to both episodes today.
I listened to the first one.
You didn't have another
should listen to the second one.
You didn't have another 30 minutes to get episode 2?
Negative.
Damn.
How long does it take for you to drive from your house to the studio there?
12 minutes.
Well, you could have listened to half.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It
You
was
can
pretty
listen
good.
to the half of
Initial
it going
reactions to episode 1 PVG.
Yeah.
I thinking, man, she was a broodmare. That was that really the plan? Because all the other gals were sterile.
What did you think about, I mean, go even more basic. Like, what did you think about the presentation of this little production?
I liked, they had what's the guy's name? Russ.
Oh, yeah, Tuvok.
Tuvok was on there. George Takei was on there. I liked it. It was pretty good. I think, wow. And then since it's audio only, the sound effects were really good. It was great.
Yes, they had a really good. They did a really good job on the soundscape.
Put you right there in a picture,
I didn't think I would like it, but I actually like it.
So this is why I've always liked these kind of audiobooks. They have really good soundscapes, and multicast. I've listened to, like, when I listened to The Martian, it was just one guy reading, and he has different inflections for different parts, but it's still the same guy reading. And after a while, I get kind of bored. But with this one, I was like, hey, that's actually Tim Russ. That's Tuvok.
Yeah.
And then, oh, that's Sulu. And then, oh, that's a recording of Ricardo Montalban. Because they play a recording of him from one of the episodes. And I'm like, oh, shit. It got to the point where I was like, I think I need to go back and watch the episode with Khan where they sentence him.
Yeah.
Because they mention he has kids all over the place. And those kids, and then they mention a facility that had kids and he freed them, and those children live amongst them. And then I'm like, well, is that La'an? But then I was like, wait a minute, La'an is before Khan. Because Khan doesn't get sentenced to jail until he tries to take over the Enterprise from Kirk, not from Pike. So I'm like,
but she could be young enough to be his daughter, though. I don't know what his age was.
You know how old Kirk is.
Yeah.
So I mean, just put
what
that
is he
together.
though? Like 30 then? In the TOS episode with Khan, what would you guess Khan's age was then? Like maybe 35?
I'm gonna say mid to late 20s.
I would say 30s.
Genetically engineered.
Yeah, so he would be too young to have a daughter. So she must be like a cousin or something.
Well, she could be well, as Karen said, she's a descendant.
Okay.
They're floating in space for 130 years. But I'm just wondering, because
that's right. That's right.
He freed all the children, and those children live amongst us.
Because they were in cryo.
No, the children weren't in cryo at all. They let the children go free. They lab ratted them, opened the doors, and all the kids ran out.
So do you think she's a super soldier?
I'm wondering if she is a descendant of one of those kids, and if so, how many more are there out there that have Khan's DNA?
Yeah, because Khan was like an emperor, right? Like he ruled over.
He took the role of it.
Yeah, he ruled over a territory, and I guess he had, his concubines.
Yes. So wait, are you talking about the real Khan or Khan from Star Trek?
Star Trek Khan.
So Star Trek Khan wanted to create an empire. He tried to live his life based on Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
He didn't really annex or have like a society. He took over, he conquered a place and made it basically his base of operations. And then he had a bunch of concubines, but then all of his men had concubines as well. So that's why I'm like, when they say that, I'm like, that means that there's got to be, and Karen did mention, yeah, there is an Enterprise episode where Khan, soon releases all the other kids, or some of the other kids that were held in cryostasis.
Mm-hmm.
But according to this podcast, he just let some of those other kids go because the chick that's saying it was saying, yeah, they live amongst us now. So those weren't kids they weren't the ones in cryo that soon released from the Enterprise. And again, that was Enterprise before Kirk. That was Archer and the Enterprise. So that's why I'm like, man, they kind of need to clean up this timeline or a little bit, or make some clarifications on where these take place, because you're kind of jumping. I mean, I like the story, really like the story. So far, I mean, I don't want to give away too much on it.
I mean, I like that I can consume it without having to look at a screen.
Oh,
that is very convenient. Like, because if you were watching a show, there's going to be parts of that show where you have to be seeing it. Like, you have to watch it because they're not going to describe it in a way on a TV show. They expect you to be watching. But when it's an audio story being told, and it's not even being told, to be honest. This is basically just like an audio show.
Yeah, it's
right?
an audio. We call it an audio drama.
Yeah, it's an audio drama where
not to diss PVG, but it's a serial from way back in the day.
Yes.
Like on the radio that you would listen to on the radio, like The Phantom or
yes,
Dick Tracy. It's one of those. It's an audio drama.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Mgyx, you bring that up. I remember listening with my mom and my sister at the radio. We were listening to, God, I can't remember the whole thing. CBS Mystery Theater. I don't know if it was CBS or it was something Mystery Theater.
I know what you're talking about. So it's ironic. By the way, you can find all those old shows online now. I have them bookmarked somewhere, but I have like literally 1,000 bookmarks. So when I left my job, having to sit in an office and started having to deliver parts across the valley, I needed something to occupy my mind other than the radio. So I had all these audiobooks from, what's the big one out right now? Kindle? It's usually tied with Amazon. What?
Kindle?
No, was it Kindle?
Audible.
I had a bunch of audiobooks from Audible. So I started listening to those while I was delivering. It was literally like 8 hours. I'd be out driving across the valley, and I wanted something to listen to. So I started listening to regular audiobooks, and those were kind of boring. And I came across one, and it was like this. And their tag was radio drama, theater of the mind, radio drama. And it mentioned CBS. Like they were doing like a trailer between the shows. It was a podcast, and they produced it like an audio drama. So when I got home, I looked it up, and I was like, CBS Mystery Science Theater, dramas. And they were like, oh, the CBS Mystery Theater, audio theater, was a serial broadcast on the radio. And then these are commonly referred to as audio dramas. So I just started looking for modern day audio dramas. Like I didn't want to listen to Dick Tracy or any of those. I wanted a new one. That's when I found We're Alive, which is a zombie one. Wolf 359, which is a Star Trek one. And I think two others that they ended up getting stopped. They finished the wrap production, but it was always the ones that had a good soundscape. And I learned all these terms of like the fact that in parts of this show, it plays somebody walking from the shuttle or ship or whatever, and you hear the footsteps and the rustling of the grass, and you hear people talking on one side. Like you can literally, if you have your earphones on, you can hear them, and they're on the left side of you, and then on the right side of you. Yeah. And then you hear the door open. No one's saying anything, but you have background people actually having real conversations.
Yeah, you can visualize everything going on.
That was so badass.
Yes.
Well,
these are awesome because you could literally, I thought I was going to watch it or listen to it and end up doing something like, oh, I'll fold my laundry while I'm doing this. So I end up just laying in bed listening to it with my eyes closed, just because they had such a great soundscape on it.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of all these other podcasts that, again, a lot of them went on to do like Big Fish, who does the other Star Trek audiobooks and Doctor Who ones. A lot of those guys mastered the soundscape, doing audio soundscapes like that.
Yeah, when he catches her with her communicator in the cargo ship.
And you can hear it. And I'm like, is that him crushing it? Oh,
so
no,
let's go back to the kind of the reason for this entire show is someone wants to do a deep dive on Khan. And this is where, this is where I'll throw in my criticism, I guess.
Because Tom doesn't believe about hearing from the victim or the loser side.
Well,
I was right.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, you are right. Like Khan, because here's the thing. She's trying to make her case to Starfleet to say, hey, let me go to SETI Alpha 5 and go dig up these logs. And they're like, why? She's like, well, I want to tell a side of Khan's story that nobody knows. Like, he's not this monster. And that's where I would disagree. I'm like, you know what? You can be a monster and still be a nice guy in the day-to-day. Right. Like, you can be a good father, and then as soon as your kids go to bed, you leave the house and you're a serial killer. You're a monster, you know? And so just because Khan is
what
a
if
good...
you're a serial killer because you're killing all these people that you know have plans to kill innocent victims?
All right, Dexter. No,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But no, but I think in Khan's case, I think it's more about revenge, and maybe they'll tell more about this as this series goes on. That's why now I am definitely going to be keeping up with this. You know, when they first announced this, and people were talking about it on other podcasts about, oh, I can't wait for this Khan thing to come out. I'm like, who cares? Like, this sounds dumb. You know, I know it's going to be canon because it's actually produced by Secret Hideout or whoever the official...
Yes, and Kurtzman's involved with it as well.
So it's official. It's canon. Everything they're doing now is canon. But I just originally had no interest in it. Really, the only reason I listened to it at all is because Strange New Worlds is over, and I figured this would plug a hole in our show. Yes, thanks, Captain Kev. So I gave it a listen, and I'm glad I did. I was very entertained by it.
Oh, yeah, big time.
You know, I still think that I don't know if it's realistic that they would have approved her for that mission. Why not just go on why does she need Starfleet's approval? Just go. It sounds like they just flew to the SETI Alpha 5 and she happened to or she knew where the tapes were because someone had sent her some secret message, right?
She needs a ship.
I mean, Captain Rios. I mean, there's ships out there. Just go get you a ship.
She needs her approval because you got to remember Alpha SETI. It's the Genesis
SETI Alpha
area.
5.
That whole area is blocked off.
Well,
so she can't just show up there. I thought the same thing. I was like, why do you?
If she was that committed,
if
she was that committed, she'd have found a way. There's black market pilots out there,
and she needed resources. So
here's what I think would have really happened. You know, not to disregard this whole show because I do like it, but Section 31 probably would have already gone there and took all the tapes.
They didn't know where it was at.
Well, or Section 31 is the one who secretly sent her the snippet that told her where the tapes were. And maybe Section 31 has some, you know, they're trying to create a false flag or something, or, you know, they're trying to steer Starfleet into a new direction by saying,
you mean by pulling the strings behind it, that Starfleet is not the golden boy or golden child or whatever that everyone thinks that it is, that starts to unfold in other series that are much darker.
They got their own agenda.
I have a feeling Starfleet was never meant to be Starfleet. It was Section 31 saying we need, but I think Starfleet is the Section 31's Manchurian candidate. They created a whole organization to get people to follow them by showing them all the bells and whistles and giving them the warm and fuzzies.
When in fact, they adjust your camera?
No.
Why is my head so much higher than yours?
I don't know.
Because one of you is slouching.
Yeah, you're slouching.
I'm slouching.
Sit back in your chair. Sit back. There you go. See?
Yeah, see, if I sit back but now I can't reach my Stream Deck.
That's
not that I push
buttons. If he
sat
up in his chair, then he would not be slouching.
Yeah, so all right, I can do this for a minute.
I'm chill.
I'm too chill now. I'm about to fall asleep. I'm so chill. Let me ask this question. real quick. And
Okay.
well, it may not be a quick question. Which universe is more realistic, Terran or the Starfleet universe? Because the way I see humanity is the Terran universe, to me, is more like what we would act like as our humanity.
I think so. I think we're more on a Terran aspect until, and we talked about this before, until a global catastrophe happens. Either it would have to be a natural disaster.
We would still be the Terran universe.
I don't think we would. We need something to happen that nearly wipes out the entire planet to pull the entire planet together.
It doesn't matter if the planet's together. I think our nature, our human nature is to conquer. And whether or not
we realize that we can't conquer a planet that we all have to share. That's what I'm saying. If you have a natural disaster, let's say this asteroid, AI3, whatever, comes in and it nearly wipes out all of humanity. No one's going to fight anymore. Everybody's going to be like, hey, we're all dying here. We need to pull our resources together to save humanity.
But guess what?
You can't do it on your own. You can't do it on your own.
But someone will be pulling the strings. Someone will be pulling the strings and get rich off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Here's my thought.
That's your pessimism.
Here's my thought. Listen to this. Listen to this theory. The Terran universe is actually the prime universe. The Starfleet universe is an alternate reality of optimism.
Yeah, in a better world. We always, we have a shit day, and well, if we were in a better world, it wouldn't be like this.
And I'll even take it a step further, which some of you may not be able to track. Is yes, the Expanse universe is. I think that's very close to kind of what I was about to say, which is the Terran universe becomes the Foundation universe.
The foundation of what?
No, I'm talking about the show Foundation on Apple.
Oh,
because
gotcha.
in the show Foundation, that's like 10,000 years in the future where humans dominate a whole galaxy. They've got like thousands of planets. They take over this whole galaxy. I don't even think there's there's not any significant alien life forms. Everybody's very close to looking like humans. There are some variations of different, there's like variations of humans, but humans have just taken over this entire galaxy. They got thousands of planets under their control. And I like the show Foundation. I just
stopped watching it.
I slammed through all of season 3 in like a day.
When did this start? What? I'm older than you guys, and I feel that
it's for young people.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm the guy. I remember. I don't know if you guys remember. There used to be a thing called VCRs, and the thing, if the power went out, the digital display would just flash 12 o'clock. And
do you have devices in your house right now that do that?
Yeah, but
like a microwave. Do you have? Does your stove clock flash?
But I'm saying 12 o'clock, and then my mother-in-law, years and years ago, my mother-in-law would say, "Hey, can you come over and set my VCR because I need to tape Oprah Winfrey?" And
well, I ain't gonna lie. VCRs were hard to set.
But the thing is, now I'm at my mother-in-law's age. I'm thinking, God, where are you guys seeing all this stuff?
Nowadays, most devices just have a clock button. Your car stereo has a clock. VCRs, I don't think had a. You have to go menus deep.
You're missing what I'm trying to.
No, I know what you're saying. You're saying that you just aren't into the new stuff.
Yeah, I just.
I know. See,
I
got you.
I'm on Facebook, and everybody else is on different platforms, and.
That's all it is. It's instead of going to Blockbuster, Some people went to Hastings, and others went to Movies to Go.
Yeah.
Well, and those are now called, Netflix and Apple Plus.
I'm telling
They're
you
just
guys,
streaming platforms.
don't get old.
Oh, speaking of Apple, thanks to Crewman Sherry for hooking me up with the $15 gift card that paid for a month's subscription of Apple TV.
Wow.
So I was able to catch up on Foundation.
Wait a minute. Where is Crewman Sherry? I haven't seen her in a while.
She busy. People doing stuff. But it's a science fiction show.
Is it exclusively
There
on
she
Apple?
is. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
exclusively on Apple. And there are some really good science fiction shows on Apple. What was the one? All Mankind?
All Mankind. Oh, you know what? I need.
Have you ever heard of For All Mankind on Apple?
No.
Oh my God.
man,
you would love that.
I guess I need to get Apple now.
Oh my goodness. That's basically a story of the space race between Russia and the United States back in the late 60s and 70s, and how Russia actually got there first.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it motivated us to now never stop. Like we just kept going, and it gets to the point where we're building a space station on the moon.
Thank you, Sherry. I have to check that out.
Yeah, Captain Kev, you know what? I'm with you there. I got to a point of For All Mankind where I did stop. I don't know why I stopped watching it. I did like it. I just stopped watching it for some reason. Something
Because
happened.
it kept bringing the same dude.
I think it got more into that
Ed
romance.
Baldwin,
Yeah.
the main guy. He kept showing up, and I'm like, dude, just die and let this new generation take over.
Yeah.
So,
Does it get better again?
that was the last one. I think he's dead
Well,
now. I think the
season
next,
1
I
and
don't think
2,
he will,
you'll enjoy a lot.
I think he doesn't show up on the next season. I think at this point he has to be dead.
Okay.
He's definitely not gonna be in space anymore. But they have they're doing a spin-off show, called what was the Russian space program called?
Vostok.
Sputnik.
No,
Vostok.
spin-off.
Cosmonauts.
Yes, it's Star City.
Oh.
Star
Okay.
City is gonna follow the Russian side of things,
Okay.
because we don't ever really see it. But that show, yeah. Season 4 got kind of boring because it's like, dude,
But I don't know.
come on.
I mean, I don't know if you have time to watch these shows on Apple, right?
I can't wait to retire.
If you only got time to watch one episode of a show and listen to one audio story. But I will say there's another good show on Apple called Silo.
yeah.
And that's
These are all things
basically
that fill in for Star Trek not being there.
yeah. So Silo is a science fiction type story of where they build all these massive. I don't want to spoil it for you, but they build a massive bunker, right? And so it's it goes down 10 miles, it seems, like a silo that's built underground. And
So you remember the Minuteman missiles?
Right. Yeah.
Think of Minuteman missile. Think 2 Minuteman missile silos stacked on top of each other. And then think of if the Cold War happened and everyone got evacuated to those silos and they turned them into living spaces. So they took out the missiles and they made them basically bunkers,
and
fallout shelters.
they prohibit technology. So basically, they don't even allow elevators. So you have to like anywhere you need to go. You have to walk. And
So
it's,
you're an engineer where the engines are at, where you supply power. Like you've got to literally walk a ramp, not even stairs, just a ramp.
like a
big
parking
circle
garage.
in the middle,
Like
in the
Quakers,
middle
I
of
guess.
the middle of the silo. You walk around a ring that walks all the way up
Yep.
from the 120th floor on the bottom to the first floor.
Yeah.
Like the Amish, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it is just like an airport parking garage where you're just going in this circle all the way up, all like,
So you get
100.
to where you need to get off on.
Yeah. And then the people are convinced that if they leave, that they die, because I guess this takes place after World War III. And so
Ooh, I wonder
once
if
you,
this is a Star Trek prelude.
yeah, when you leave the silo, you die, and you're even in a spacesuit, right? They show these people leaving in spacesuits, and Fallout, yeah. And so they'll last maybe like a couple minutes, but then they just drop dead. But I'll give you a little quick hint though, a spoiler. The star of the show is this girl, and she tapes up her spacesuit because I guess the spacesuit is not engineered correctly. And so she learns that if she tapes up the spacesuit at certain joints,
Herself.
yeah, that she can survive. Fallout is good on Amazon.
I still haven't watched all of it. It was a slow burn.
I liked it. I think I got through it pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, there's some good shows. There's some good science fiction out there that's not too wacky. I think season 2 is coming out any day now. What else am I waiting for? There's another show that I'm waiting for season 2.
I'm waiting for All Mankind season 5. Not that big on Star City because I really don't care about the Russian side of things, but I'll probably watch it anyway. Shit. Star Trek, the next one of that's coming out.
Starfleet Academy,
Yeah, Academy. That's
or Star Trek Scouts. Which one are you waiting on?
Academy.
Oh, okay. Well, you got Khan for now.
Yeah, I do have Con, and that's really good. It's only 30 minutes.
His Dark Materials. I did watch that on. Was that on HBO? Crewman
I heard
Mgyx.
Paradise was okay. Oh, Night Agent.
Night Agent.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also the next season of Reacher, which surprisingly I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I really did. I just realized the other day that I never went back and finished watching 1923
Oh, I didn't
or
start that.
1856, whatever the.
I haven't
the
watched any
Yellowstone
of the
that came back out.
spinoffs. I watched a couple seasons of the original Yellowstone. There is a new season of Tulsa King coming out.
I did not follow that either.
Okay.
I watched that
pretty
one
good.
season and never didn't
Yeah.
really go back.
And then Landman, I think new season's coming out. Yep. So there's
I did
there's
finally
a lot about
watch
to
all of
happen.
Lioness, all of season 1, season 2.
Okay.
Oh, I need to finish watching the one with Star-Lord,
Oh, Terminal List.
Terminal List.
Did you
Yeah,
watch
I
the
never-
Dark Wolf or the Lone Wolf spinoff?
No.
Prequel?
No, I'm gonna watch. Is that a prequel or a sequel?
Prequel.
Okay, no, I haven't watched it. Oh, Warfare is one that I'm waiting to. That actually just came out. There's another one too that just came out on Friday, I think.
By the way, this is episode 32. Please subscribe.
Tres Dos.
Dosi cinco. I don't know how to speak Spanish anymore.
So
I
that
felt
means
like-
we have what, 20 more episodes
So what?
till we hit a full 1 year, 52 weeks out of a year.
I think our first episode was in February of 2025.
Muy bien.
We're a new channel. Here's the thing. We're a very new channel compared to a lot of other channels out there. We've only been going since February of this year. So I think we're doing pretty good. And we're having fun. That's the main thing.
That's true.
And we'll keep on keeping on. There we go. That's my wisdom of the day.
There's your throwback to the 70s.
Let me get into. Oh wait. Well, let's run through the PowerPoint and then we'll go back to conversation. But we're gonna just go right to quotes. I got a quote here. Ready? Oh, Karen says she saw you chatting in
Savage.
Sci-Fi Savage. Shout out to Sci-Fi Savage.
Yeah, I try and watch a show every week. I usually try and participate pretty
I've
in
seen
there.
Magic on there.
All right, ready? Pay attention.
Saved by the Bell.
Oh, who said that?
Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
Oh.
Data.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to say Data.
It's not Data. Zach.
Oh, wait. That was Q.
No. It's all right. So here's a hint. Two people say it. And they're both men.
Cisco.
All right. Let me give you another hint. One person is from TNG and one person is from Voyager.
Paris from Voyager.
One down. Who said it from TNG?
Riker.
All right. Look at you guys. Oh, hold on. How do I get to the next slide?
Saved by the Bell. I've got a fleet of ships, 200,000 kilometers dead ahead.
And
Saved by the Bell.
And I clearly remember that episode of TNG because he'd been trying to play this part of that song and he could, Deanna was telling Beverly, like, Will's been trying to figure out how to play this solo. Yeah, Nightbird. And he couldn't get it right and he was very stressed out. And then Data calls him to the bridge. All right, good one. Let's do the next one.
Are you sure those are the only two people that ever said Saved by the Bell?
In Star Trek, yes.
Zach.
Here we go. Ready?
It's called a Warp 5 engine.
That's easy.
Archer. No. Archer.
Let's not waste time on that one. Oh, hold on. Wrong screen.
That's
That's what I was thinking too, Trip.
I wish it didn't show the little preview of the answer when I go to the next slide.
It's called a Warp 5 engine. On paper.
Okay.
I don't know why it's glitching like that. All right. That's good.
It's called a Warp.
Let's go to the next one. Trivia. This trivia is kind of themed around which movie or TV show are we talking about when I give you guys a little scenario. Which depicts Earth's first threat of assimilation by the Borg?
First Contact.
Are we in agreement? Or is there a better answer? All right.
B?
It's first contact. Usually your first instinct is the right instinct.
I know. I couldn't think of the timeline.
Unless you're in a competition.
Plus, I got to go pay.
Yeah, chronically, I think it would be... Well, even chronically, because Voyager... In Voyager, is there really ever a threat to Earth?
Oh, hold on. Because you just brought this up. before we get too far away from Khan, when is this whole thing taking place? Because Sulu says Captain Kirk just died 3 months ago.
That's a good point.
Well, they did think he died. Remember when the Enterprise B
In Generations?
in Generations?
Okay, so it's Enterprise B time. Okay,
Yeah. They don't
because
know
that's what I was
that.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Generations. I thought Generations had something with a Borg implant, but it actually,
And I think Karen meant chronologically, not chronically.
I think
Maybe,
she- chronologically.
unless she meant chronically. It's
well, which came out? Did Voyager come out after First Contact?
no. I think they kind of ran parallel, right? Well, Voyager, I think First Contact is 1994.
No. What I'm saying is, if Voyager aired before First Contact, then Voyager is the correct answer because Voyager shows the Borg that landed on Earth.
Voyager shows the Borg that landed on Earth?
Yeah, there were Borg that landed on Earth.
From what? Enterprise?
I don't know. That's the thing. But Voyager had the episode where they found them in the snow. The archaeologists found them buried in the snow.
Enterprise.
And they got,
That's Enterprise. Because Archer and them chase that ship down and destroy it.
so then Enterprise would be the best answer.
Well, yeah, if that
None
were
of
a
these are
choice.
correct.
If that were a choice. But what they're saying here is the assumption is the two Borg that were crash landed on Earth in the Enterprise was not really a threat.
Until they assimilated.
But they could have been. See, that's what I don't get about the whole situation from Enterprise is those Borg could have done more damage. Why didn't they just stay on Earth?
They assimilated two people already there. They could have assimilated more.
Right. Why didn't they just stay? They could have kept assimilating and eventually, honestly, they could have probably taken over Earth.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't.
Because
do that.
Earth had no idea what they were dealing with.
Exactly.
So that was a mistake on the part of the Borg for trying
Get
to
your shit
return
together.
Yeah,
Star Trek.
they tried to return to the homeworld when they should have stayed. The signing of the Khitomer Accords is depicted in which?
Undiscovered country. Are we waiting for him to come back from training?
I'm not going to wait. You're right. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, which is the one where the Klingon bird of prey was cloaked and fires some torpedoes at another bird of prey, I guess, and kills.
Well, Chancellor Goron and Iman, and they get sent to the
And it
prison
made me
planet of Norapinte.
It made me question, like, how can you not tell where the photon torpedoes are coming from? I don't know. The Genesis device is first detonated in which storyline?
Wrath of Khan.
Oh, and don't forget, Worf is in it, but he's not Worf, Captain Kev. Wrath of Khan, huh?
This is true.
You're going Wrath of Khan?
So is Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan is right. 1982, man. 1982.
2 years after I graduated high school. Kaplak.
Keblah.
I mean, success.
Congrats on that, by the way.
I know, me too.
You graduated, or is that a GED?
No, graduated.
Okay, congrats.
I
I
graduated.
mean, I find them both equally worth celebrating. GED probably more so because you got to do that on your own.
Yeah, I know.
You know, with school, you got teachers that just want to get you the hell out of there, and they're going
Right.
to pass you. The destruction of the USS Enterprise D takes place in which adventure? ChatGPT's wording.
I'm going to say Generations.
Me too.
Generations, huh? Captain Kev is going to agree with you.
Longest 6 years of PVG's life.
Oh,
He was a super
Deanna.
Captain.
Deanna Troy's
gee.
fault. The Enterprise D crashes on Viridian 3, by the way. Which film features the theft of whales to save Earth's
Voyage Home.
future?
Yep. That's kind of easy.
I should have added D. Free Willy. Oh. All right. I try to make these questions a little easier for our newbies, our noobs.
Oh, yeah, that was the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm. The Mirror Universe is first introduced in which show?
Buh.
The original series.
Buh.
Oh, where's Viridian 3? Is that like Hawaii? I think
Honestly, it looked like it was right outside Sierra Vista at I-10 at the Dragoons.
the launch of the NX-01 is chronicled in which show? Noobs.
Buh.
Noobs.
Enterprise.
Crewman Sherry.
E.
Oh, man, that was a big yawn.
That sounded like a wet yawn. Yes. Crewman Karen is right. All right, let's get back to our big faces.
Big faces.
It's kind of a short slide. Well, I had an extra busy week. As part of my Starfleet duties, I am an entertainer. I'm a DJ. And so I had to DJ an event last night. It was a homecoming for a Starfleet high school, not Starfleet Academy, a different one. And I had a new controller for my light show that I've been trying to get programmed. And it's nice because I don't need a computer. I used to have to I was plugging a Stream Deck into my computer, and then that was using MIDI signals to send DMX commands to my lights. But I got a new device called the American DJ Wolf Mix MK2, which needs no computer now. It doesn't need a computer, and it was, it was pretty cool. Are you going to be at the next event on October 4th?
She does not want me to be there.
Oh, that's right, because you got a kid in that school. Well, maybe she'll change her mind, though.
Me. If so, I will.
Yeah.
What is it that somebody doesn't want you to go to?
His daughter doesn't want him to help me DJ because she goes to that school.
Illogical.
She says I embarrasses her.
Okay.
Mom?
Well, Tom, do you embarrass your children when you
No,
DJ
actually,
their stuff?
No.
Are you sure?
No, because kids want to come up and get their picture taken with me.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. You got to start your own fan club.
Surprisingly, it might even be like cool points for them. I have no idea why or how, but I think
They're just a local celebrity.
DJ Tommy is well liked by the younger generation.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
right.
PVT, what if you just show up late? Like, is he really going to be able to see you?
What if you wear a mask?
I could show up, but I also have to be there for pictures. Not there, but for her at pictures. So I can't help set up or anything.
Oh, that's all right.
No.
I always do. I always set up homecoming the night before at that high school.
Is it at school? At the school? Mm-hmm. I have keys to that place. I can go anytime I want.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how is she going to know you're there? Like, how well is your booth lit up, Tom?
It's dark. I keep it dark.
Maybe I'll make a surprise visit.
And the funny thing is, my big light show, a lot of times I just keep it dark because everybody just likes it dark.
Is it in the gym or the cafetorium?
Cafetorium.
So they're not, she ain't going to know you're there.
No.
Probably not.
You stroll in. As long as you don't make it weird.
Unless she's
So don't make it weird.
Don't dress weird.
Oh, now you
put on pants.
Yeah. Hide those thighs.
Put on pants and just, a decent button down, maybe a sports coat, and just, don't walk up to her at all. Avoid any children and just walk up to the DJ booth and hang out.
Yeah.
She'll never know you're there.
Yeah, I could. Maybe I'll do that.
You're not going to. You're going to make it weird.
No.
You're going to make it weird.
Trust me.
You're the dad that's going to make it weird. Like, I'm just going to go pop over there and say hello. I'm going to tell them about how I did their grass for their upcoming game.
Whenever I see her, her name is Anna. She'll be walking down the hall and I see her and I'll say, "Hi, Anna. Hi, Anna."
See,
and
that's
she
the problem.
So
yeah, I wouldn't want you there either. Then just you gotta rein that in.
Yeah, nip that a little bit.
Yeah.
Create yourself an AI song like I have.
Oh, yeah.
The kids like my AI song.
I was gonna ask you. There are a couple of newer house-ish, DMB-ish remixes of the Kelvin Timeline songs. I challenge you to play one.
The Kelvin Timeline songs?
Yeah.
I won't. Those are regular songs. I can't play those.
They're instrumentals.
Those get flagged. Copyright. It's actually the music that gets flagged.
Wait, at a school it's gonna get flagged?
Oh, you're talking about playing songs at the school. I thought you were talking about playing it on the show.
No. I'm talking about at the show or on the dance or whatever at the school.
Depends on the vibe. I play a lot of old stuff. Most of the music the kids like is surprisingly old stuff.
Or when you start, do your intro with the intro to Star Trek, the chimes or the bells.
See, the thing is, it all sounds really good in principle, but I do want to get asked back. I want to get invited back.
But you're Crewman Tommy.
So there is a little bit of decorum that I have to.
Don't they want the persona there?
No.
It's part of your intro. You play that. Hey everybody, thanks for coming out. I am DJ Tommy, also known as Crewman Tommy. I wasn't even going there. I was just saying the opening, the little bells that play at the beginning of the theme song. I'm not saying the whole theme song. I'm talking about literally just the bells. That everybody's like, oh, that's Star Trek.
Yes.
And then you go into your intro. Hey, welcome to your dance. Glad you guys could be out here tonight. We got a great time planned for you, blah, blah, blah. And then go into playing music.
Captain Kev, I did not play Bon Jovi last night.
You didn't play Living on a Prayer?
No, the oldest song, and it doesn't even really count because it gets played at probably every wedding. The oldest song I probably played was YMCA. But I do play, like I think I was telling you guys before we went live, I did play Dixieland Delight by Alabama.
That's why I need to look that up.
I played Callin' Baton Rouge by Garth Brooks. That's not super old. It's older, but not like...
What about Chattahoochee?
No. I did play Footloose, the original Footloose. From the movie Footloose. And I was trying to figure out, and I don't know if anybody listening can help with this. But when I played Dixieland Delight, the kids were all screaming some chant. And I've looked it up online, and all I can find are what these colleges, every college kind of has their own chant. So I guess schools might have their own chant if they're into that kind of Dixieland Delight stuff. Okay, let's get back to, we were talking about, I forgot what we were talking about. We talked about Khan. We talked about what you watched. You know, we didn't really talk a lot about what you watched, but we got into the whole time paradox. So I guess we did kind of spin off of that. But that episode that you brought up, the one with Red from that 70s show,
You dumbass.
is there was a significant event that I think happened, which was either Harry Kim died and they brought him over from the alternate timeline, or the entire Voyager crew died except for Harry Kim, and they brought over the entire alternate Voyager crew.
No one knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of
And
like the whole Miles. That's like the Miles O'Brien paradox, but we know who died in that one.
And depending on when it takes place, was that the real Voyager crew or the clone liquid crew that found a way to keep their body together?
I think it was, people are saying it was the clone crew that survived. And the Harry Kim is the real Harry Kim.
In which case, even he still can't get promoted.
Right.
I think I found your answer, by the way, to Dixieland Delight. You suck at Googling.
That's what PVG said, but it was wrong.
Okay, well.
Because you probably brought something up from the University of Alabama. It's probably from one of their football games where the crowd is chanting something. But that's... Something's wrong with
Alabama fans saying during Dixieland Delight.
Yeah. Hold on. I need to... Something just happened to our stream. We lost connection for a second.
Buffering.
Let me do a check. I don't see we even dropped any frames.